Hello geeks and gamers, Matt Lemke here with your gamer goggles. Today we have another box breaking for you. This is brought to us by Dreamforge Games, which is manufactured by Wargames Factory. This is a support weapons set for their miniatures line, which is the Eisenkern Stormtroopers, the Stormtroopers, and the Leviathan. Which, if you haven't seen the Leviathan, it's quite an interesting model. It's rather large. Now, the very first thing I noticed is the instructions. They got a pretty decent code to them. They're all numbered. I'm not sure if this is the front. Well, this has to be probably page 2. Whoa, look at that. Wow, there's a lot of pieces. Look at the detail on those guns. Anyway, we don't need to look at the detail on the instructions. Let's bust open the packaging real quick and zoom in some and take a look at all their pieces parts. Which right now, I'm going to show you one thing that I noticed is really cool about what they do, and that's the way they package their product. Look, I push down on it, it's sturdier. Check that out. Now, if you're creative with this, which I think we're going to be, you could use these as frames for bunk beds for miniatures. Look at how they stack together. Not a terrible idea. You could probably get a couple bunk beds out of this blister. But now we're going to zoom in and we're going to take a look at things. There's 3 models, I believe, because there's 3 bases. I didn't even look and see what they were. I'm so excited. On the back, it shows you clearly what they are. You have a mortar and crew, the light anti-tank gun in the crew, and the anti-aircraft gun, which that is the model that I'm really excited about. I can't wait to have that put together. So, without wasting too much time, well, actually, I'm going to shed some more light on the situation, because I was doing another video a minute ago, and there was a terrible amount of glare, so I turned off some light. And we need a little bit more light. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in and keep the camera focused on some stuff. I'm going to take the bottom sprue out. And the first sprue is primarily the legs, the bodies, the backpacks, which you can see. All these things boast a pretty good amount of detail. They're going to be fairly easy to paint. And we're going to turn one of these heads so you can try and leave it on the sprue so I don't destroy it and tear it off. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a base behind it so it's a little bit easier to see. And you can tell that they have quite the detail on the gas mask and their goggles. There's a couple other things that are important here. There's like a keyboard type of panel for the weapons. And then if you take a look at their bust, there's a lot of detail on their armor. And what's really cool about these minis is you can use them for an alternate historical science fiction game. You can use them for a historical game, or you can use them for sci-fi. Now, on this sprue, you can see the anti-tank guns, and for me, this is just about the right amount of detail. It's not overburdened with too much stuff that you have to be super painter to paint it, but just enough detail that just about anybody can paint it. And, you know, the ammo crates, they all seem to stack within each other. You have the different sections, and I'm going to guess that you're going to have bullets in here. Let's take a look real quick at the mortar. Well, actually, if you look right here, you can see for the mortar that it has some stuff that you can put in it, and you have it this way as well. So there's going to be some detail here. Like, here's the different rounds for your mortar. Here's the one guy, he's got a mortar shell. Now if you look at the anti-tank gun, you can see that the rounds actually do go in and out of the ammo crate. Now, when I was first looking at this, I thought this was going to be for one model. So I'm actually a little bit more impressed now that I realize. In fact, look at the bullets. A little tedious maybe, because you might want to paint them all or not. But here's your legs for one of your weapons. Here's your blast shield. Not sure what that is off the top of my head. Another part to the mortar. This is the anti-tank gun. Is it anti-tank? No. Yeah, anti-aircraft. Yeah, this is the anti-tank gun, which gets the blast shield. And then this would probably be the anti-aircraft portion. But as you can see, there's several different tripod pieces, wires and cables that are probably a little bit fragile. So if you're like me and you travel a lot, you might not want to put those on. You might want to actually bust down some actual copper wires and use those. So inside the support weapons crew from the Wargames factory box set, you get enough pieces parts to assemble 3 complete model kits and their crews of the anti-tank and aircraft gun crews, along with a mortar crew, which you can see here again. And then there you have them on the front, which, you know, if you look at these models, there's not a super lot of stuff you need to do to them to get them painted. They're already gray. They're not much different there. Some black. But there you have it. You have the support weapon set from Wargames Factory. This has been a box breaking from Through Gamer Goggles, and I hope you liked the video. If you want to stay abreast of our videos, please click some of the social media links on the right hand side and you'll get posts when we update our site. Thank you. Have a good day.